What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're having a look at the brand new Pirate King Adventures. There's brand new Blackbeard, by the way. We're going to be talking about him in just a moment. He's actually kind of interesting. But yeah, look, this is the brand new PKA that's going to be going over throughout the entire month of Anniversary, and you know, this PK is going to be really tough, and I mean, we keep saying this almost every month, but level 100 and above is going to be a really tough one this time. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at 3 teams that should be able to go ahead and clear the level 60 to 80 or 79 difficulty, so we'll get to that in just a moment. There's timestamps at the bottom of the video to check them out if you want to go ahead and see them. But one thing I wanted to talk about before we actually jump into the whole video is that the 10th anniversary ship is now currently live. If you go to Extra Island, you can clear a very simple quest and you get this ship as a reward, and this ship until May 11th is going to give you max special at the start of the quest, the big attack boost, and 3 times attack, 3 times pirate EXP, and 3 times berries. This is an amazing ship, and it means you could run whatever you want in this PKA throughout this event period until May 11th, and no matter what, it's going to have max special charge at the start of the quest, so it's going to make it a little easier to get through it. So if you want to do your farming, I suggest to do it within this period here, because it's going to make it a lot easier on you. Now, getting back to PKA, I want to talk about this Blackbeard, because this Blackbeard seems very, very fascinating. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This Blackbeard unit being a Dex-driven powerhouse, surprise, surprise, driven powerhouse, with an EX Super, which we'll get to. But his captain ability here, Dex and Int get 3.75 attack, and then also reduces his own cooldown by 2 turns every time you receive damage. And then it says that when you use his special ability, his captain ability changes for that 1 turn, and it allows your crew's normal attacks to bypass enemy defensive effects, and also buffing the attack boost from 3.75 to 4 times. This is a great captain ability, just being able to generate this effect to bypass enemy defensive effects. If you're new to the game or a returning player, getting access to a captain that can do this is just really good. If you use him as a captain, you'll get access to his EX Super, and in order to activate it, you need any 2 of the characters that are on the crew. You've got Luffy, Shanks, and Buggy. Now, that could potentially lead into what the anniversary could be about. If it's like just based on the 4 emperors, that's kind of interesting. But at the same time, we did just get cross-skilled not that long ago. And we've got Blackbeard as well, who we got not that long ago from the global anniversary, so maybe Luffy and Shanks, that'd be pretty dope. But the effect itself gives himself a guaranteed matching slot, and then Dex and Int characters get tap timing chain growth up to 0.5, and then Dex and Int become super type. Pretty good EX Super, honestly. And then the special ability will go ahead and do 80 times his attack in typeless damage to all enemies that ignores all defensive effects and base defense. And then also gives a 1-turn delay, changes adjacent slots into matching through block slots, reduces damage nullification by 1 turn, which is very unique. And then he says that if you have a Dex or an Int captain, he gives increased damage taken by 1.5 for 1 turn, and if you land 3 perfects, you get a 1.75 increased damage taken in the following turn that ignores enemy defensive effects or enemies immunities and stuff. So a very unique character here with a final tap that you get access to this effect, and it says on the turn that this character uses a special, so it looks like you can use this final tap on any stage, and you just get a 1.25 chain increase, which is pretty decent. It's okay. It's better than those base attack boosting ones. I definitely like this one a little bit better. It's not insane, but it's fine for a free-to-play unit. So this Blackbeard is not too bad at all. So definitely go ahead and get your farming done in this little event period here while you have access to that max special ship. But without further ado, guys, let's actually get into the teams in this video. Okay, so jumping into our first team, this is an interesting one here, using Jewelry Bonney 6+ as our main captain. She's one of the higher boosters that a lot of people should have access to. We're also using Rayleigh's the friend captain. Rayleigh's actually pretty good for this, due to the fact that Rayleigh has that captain ability that can resist attack down, and due to the fact that they really want you to use Trafalgar Law and Beppo, the new debuting Sugo Fest exclusive. That character has a switch effect to remove attack down every time you switch, and because of the amount of like really annoying amounts of attack down, like they give you attack down in a couple different stages, but it's not like huge amounts. It's like a couple of turns of it, and that's specifically just looking between levels 60 to 79. but as things go on, it's going to get a little bit more difficult. Another thing that could be a little bit of an issue as we go into deeper levels of PKA is the special reverse that does occur on a couple of these stages, and once again, Law and Beppo do deal with that as a captain. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating that they're like really honing in on Beppo and Law being like ridiculously useful for this particular fight, but it does make sense in a way because it is, you know, Blackbeard versus Law. I understand the theming here, but it would be nice if they gave us a bit more leeway in terms of how difficult some of this content is going to be. And look, I'm just using characters in this video that are solely boosted on the boosted list, but due to the fact that the ship is available, giving you max special to all your characters at the start of the quest, there are some liberties that you can take. If like there's a one key character that gets around like all the gimmicks on a certain stage, then it's probably better just to use it just to get through it. Of course, that doesn't apply to people that ended up pulling to get a bunch of the new units. If you have the new units, it's going to make your life a whole lot easier as per usual. So we're going to go ahead and use the Global Anniversary Blackbeard batch kind of team here. So we've got, what's his name? Jesus Burgess, and we've got Blackbeard as our captains. We've also got Vasco Shot, who can kind of deal with special reverse stuff, but because I am on the lower levels, the special reverse isn't really that annoying, so it's not really that big of a deal. But Blackbeard's pretty good here, as a captain that is, because on a couple of different stages there is the potential of Threshold appearing. Stage 3 against .Q, he can actually do a couple of different things. He can either give Threshold on his side of the field, or he can inflict attack down to your crew. So having you know, Blackbeard to just get around the Threshold by himself is really good, and there is once again Threshold that will be applied on the enemy side of the field on the final stage. So Blackbeard being able to bypass that is really nice. One thing I did check up on though is once you get to like level 80 and above, there's going to be a really annoying debuff that makes all type slots count as badly matching for a very extended period of time. So they really want you to try and abuse like recovery slots or tandem slots or something like that. And if that is the case, then Blackbeard might not be the best choice moving forward, depending on how you set up your team. Because like Blackbeard does have some orb manipulation where you can get empty slots instead, and if you can apply something like that, then that would actually work really well. But again, it is dependent on the rest of your team comp, and again, I'm using a full boosted team here, so it's not the most efficient team, but it does give us the most drops of additional turtles at the end of the quest, which is the most important thing to get those missions done. As I do suggest in a lot of these, get your missions done at really low levels, and once you've completed all your turtle drop missions, then you can push to level 150 with non-boosted characters. Now, the final team in this video, I just tried to go ahead and use Arlong Crew as the captain, and I think this team actually worked alright. However, one thing to note is that this team really loses a lot of health quickly, which means that when you take the death hit on stage 4, I'm pretty certain this team will not have the capabilities of surviving, despite still having damage reduction effect via the Don Chinjiao special. So probably not the most ideal team to get through this, but I wanted to go ahead and show off Arlong Crew and what they were capable of doing. But we actually use a non-boosted character here, because filling a role on this team where you have to have one of every color to get it through with the attack boost and stuff, pretty challenging to do that whilst also following the guidelines of the boosted list. to get potential extra drops. Not the most efficient way to clear the content, that is for damn sure. But that's going to wrap it up for me for this one. We'll get back to work and we'll see if we can get stuff cooking for level 80 and above. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up for me. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.